Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the SA Voice podcast. My name is Leighton. I'm one of the hosts and producers on here. And as always, I'm joined by the lovely Elle. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, Leighton. Always a pleasure.
Yes, this is a fun way to kind of wrap up our night. And our guest of honor tonight, Tiffany. Thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule. We really appreciate you having on. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, awesome. So Tiffany, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that's a very broad, encompassing question, but give us Tiffany in a nutshell.
Sure. So my name is Tiffany Campbell. I'm 29 and I'm married to my husband, Corey. And I'm currently working in healthcare as an admin for a family physician's office, but looking forward to going to St. Lawrence in September to start my career in nursing. So really excited for that. No kids, but I do have 3 cats that take up a whole lot of my attention because you know how they are. Yeah, so that's Tiffany in a little nutshell.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I have 2 questions. First question, what are your cats' names? And which one's your favorite?
Ooh, I'm not supposed to have a favorite.
I mean, you can have a favorite.
All right, I'll have a favorite. Okay, don't tell them. They'll get jealous. There are 3 cats. I have Yui, Harley, and Midge. Yui's my favorite because she is the biggest cuddle monster. She wants to be in your lap, in your face all the time, just purring away. Nice. She's the best cat.
Oh, that's awesome. I have one cat named Chica.
Aww.
She's super cute. And then my parents have a cat here, and his name is Zebra, and he actually is from California.
Wow.
He's like 13 years old. He's moved around everywhere with us, and he's still kicking it. So
older guy, eh? That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question, sorry, Leighton.
No, go ahead.
What makes you want to go into nursing?
There's a lot of reasons. Yeah, that is a good question. Thank you for asking. So I have worked at the doctor's office for 5.5 years. And over the time that I've been there, I have learned so much and I've seen so many things, but it just makes me want more. You know, like I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to educate and assist and just be there for people. And beyond that, actually, my mom is a St. Lawrence alumni. She went to school for registered practical nursing. I won't tell you when because she'd probably murder me if I did. But yeah, so it runs in the family. But yeah, just having worked at the doctor's office for so long, it really inspired me to want to be able to do more for people.
Sure. I think that's really amazing that you took all of that experience and want to do more with it. It's in my family too. My mom was a nurse for her whole life, so I was around that. My Bubby, my grandmother, was a nurse, and now my aunt is actually in the nursing program at St. Lawrence College. But my mom always wanted me to be one, but I don't like blood and things. It's not for me.
Yeah,
stick to business.
Yeah,
it's not for everyone.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely a certain aspect of the healthcare system. If you're going to be an ER nurse or anything like that, that is definitely for a certain type of person. So I applaud you for knowing that that's where you want to go. And especially with everything that's kind of going on right now in the world, we need more people like you. So thank you. That's an awesome choice.
Yeah.
So my next question for you, why St. Lawrence? Is it just because you're a Kingston native or was it the draw with your mom going there? Or why was it like, yes, I'm going to go to SLC?
Again, a number of reasons. Because my mom graduated from there, there's that, association in my heart. I'm really proud that my mom's a St. Lawrence alumni. And I grew up in Kingston, just outside of Kingston. So I'm a Kingston girl at heart. I left the city for a couple of years, my first trip around college, and I missed home so much. I love everything about Kingston. It's so beautiful here. The people are so nice. The businesses are amazing. The campus is incredible. But the main draw for me to go to St. Lawrence is actually what I've heard about the program. I hear a lot about how you get a whole lot of hands-on experience with the St. Lawrence Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and that, the hiring rate is so high and the professors are so great and everybody loves it. So really, it was the things that I'd heard about St. Lawrence and about how much hands-on they really give you and I really like to take those practical skills. So that really drew me to going to St. Lawrence over another school.
Awesome. I think that's really great. It is a wonderful program from everything I've heard and seen. They do so much in the community and, while they're learning in school, which is amazing. So definitely right about that.
Yeah. I've heard great things about the nursing program too. All of the nurses, majority of them, I shouldn't say all, excuse me, find jobs within 6 months. They're sought after, they're well trained, and very employable. So there you go. You have that to look forward to. That's going to be awesome. Is it 4 or 5 years away though?
It would be 5 for me because I'm taking the pre-health sciences stream first. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a mature student at this point. It's been a long time since I was in high school, so I figured to brush up on my skills would probably be the best thing for me. And I think it's a good introduction back into a learning environment for me. I've been in the workforce for so long that being in education again is a bit daunting.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're taking the proper route. My aunt's a mature student too. She did the same thing and she's really happy that she did. And she's getting, it goes by so quickly. It's crazy to even think that I was in school, like starting school 3 years ago. It feels like yesterday, but it'll definitely be worth it. All the skills and knowledge that you learn in 5 years.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the extra year, I feel.
Yeah.
For what I'm going to gain.
For sure.
So I have just one more question that's actually 2 parts before we get into it.
Sure.
What are you looking forward to the most, and what are you most nervous about starting this fall?
That's a really good question. I think I'm just really like the most excited for knowledge. I'm so excited to just learn new stuff, like just soak it all in.
I love it. The energy's great.
But at the same time, that's what scares me a little bit. A little part of me worries, like, am I too old to learn something new?
Never.
To get stuck in your ways and your brain doesn't function quite as well. But I know I'm talking like I'm like 80. Some days it feels like that. But yeah, so I think that getting back into learning things is the scariest part, but also the most exciting part for me, to just be able to have something new. It's a new adventure.
You know what? I love that. And it's so interesting because I haven't met like a lot of people who share those same, like, I don't think you're ever too old to learn something new. And even myself, I'm so excited to go into the BBA because I'm just so ready to start learning different things. And I'm so like passionate about business that I'm just so excited, but I'm also so scared because I've spent the last 3 years doing marketing and I've pretty much, I think I've mastered all of that pretty well. And now I'm like going into the other side of business with all the math and the, science and like things like that, where I'm just like take it one thing at a time, like you'll be fine. Like it's nerve-wracking to like go into a new learning environment, like when you're learning something new, but in the end it's worth it as long as you learn something.
Yeah, and it's all going to be online. It's going to be a new experience for everybody. So this fall will have its ups and downs, but I know we will all make it through it and be better for it coming out of the other side. So
yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, let's get into it then. I know we got some good questions. And Elle, fire away.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you and Layton, because I'm not just going to put you on the spot like that.
Wait, I'm going to ask. What we've been doing?
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit, right?
You weren't supposed to know that.
Welcome to the podcast. Yeah.
It's supposed to be casual. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, you and Layton. So the first question, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Layton, do you want to go first?
Sure. I am 100% unequivocally a night owl. I stay up late. I'm not a morning guy. I'm not productive until like noon every day. So 100% a night owl over here.
I am an early bird by necessity. But I don't having to get up so early for my job for the last few years. I can't even sleep in on the weekends anymore. I used to be the biggest night owl. I don't know if you've ever seen the meme that says I'm not a night owl or a morning bird. I'm some form of permanently exhausted pigeon.
Pigeon, yeah.
That feels like me sometimes. So hopefully that's an answer to your question.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. I'm a morning person for anyone out there who's wondering. If you're not a morning person, you will hate me in the morning because I'm just like the most annoying person waking up asking like, how'd you sleep? Oh my gosh, such a beautiful day. People are always telling me to shut up.
I'm like that after the first cup of coffee.
Yeah, true. I should wait. I should have learned that by now, but whatever. To each their own. Okay, so next question. What is your favorite book? If you have one.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you mind if I go first?
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So actually, my favorite book is one that I just read very recently. It's called The Wrath and the Dawn. I don't know if either of you have ever read it, but it is a very, very interesting novel. I really enjoyed a lot of the lessons that are takeaways from the book, but it's also just very well written. But it's from a very different sort of perspective than I'm used to. So I found it very, very interesting. Would definitely recommend.
Okay, I'm interested already. Can you give like a little detail about it without giving the whole book away?
Yeah, sure. So the book kind of starts off with the main character, Shahrazad, and she marries the Caliph of the city of Ray. So he's basically the king, but he marries these women and then murders them before the first dawn that they are together. And the Caliph murdered her best friend. And so she is out for revenge. Her goal is to survive as long as possible to kill him.
Oh my God. I'm definitely going to like buy this book tomorrow because I'm a Stephen King lover. Like I love mystery books. I love intense books. So yeah, I'm definitely going to read that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can top that. My favorite book, it's called The King of Torts by the author's name is John Grisham. It's a legal thriller. It's about a lawyer who struggles to get through law school, lands a job, and then he stumbles upon this like really awesome case. He ends up winning it, makes millions of dollars, and he finds out that once he's all rich and lawyerly, it's not everything he wanted, and it's full of life lessons about, keep your friends close, your family closer, and materialistic things are not everything. And it's
interesting.
It's,
you know what,
yeah.
Layton? That sounds like a good book too.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
I love these questions because I'm like, yay, new books.
New books. Yeah.
Yeah, I always read like the same 3 books, that's not 3, but like I have like 10, 15 books and I just like go through them, but I need new ones. So yeah. If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a really good one too. These are hard questions.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough. And see, it's funny. I make these questions and I still don't know.
Yeah, I guess Layton, you didn't answer this one last time.
No, I didn't answer this one last time. I'll go first. I think I'm gonna say seafood, like pasta, like seafood linguine. I love Italian and I love seafood, so for me, it's the best of both worlds.
Nice.
Okay. I would have to say if there was like one thing that I could eat every day, it would be tortilla pizzas.
Ooh.
I love making like personal sized pizzas on a tortilla.
Yeah.
And I would eat that all day, every day.
What are your toppings?
Orange peppers, pepperoni, and cheese.
Love it. Oh,
Just like a classic
yeah.
little pizza.
I like pepperoni, green pepper. That's like my go-to.
Okay, side note, does pineapple go on pizza? Let's settle this.
No.
No! Oh, I love it. We got it.
Okay, but only Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, there's a few
Like,
no,
pizzas.
like don't put it on any pizza. Like just
No.
willy-nilly throwing pineapple on everything.
No.
Don't do that. I only disagree because I'm not the biggest fan of the like sweet and savory combination. I'm the believer that pizza belongs only in the savory camp.
For sure. I can see that. That's definitely a good point. And I think that's, that's where the argument comes in where I'm like, there has to be cheese, ham, and pineapple. It can't be like throwing that on, whatever. Because I think that just has like a distinct taste.
Yeah.
But you're definitely right. But I think still, I guess you could say yes if you're asking me.
Love it.
To each their own.
Okay. We'll just have different pizzas. It's fine.
It's fine.
Are you a traveler or a homebody?
Oh, traveler, 100%. Oh, I would go anywhere and everywhere if I had the cash.
Yeah.
I love it. I love everything about it. I mean, I'm a homebody in the end. I always come back. But I love going new places and learning about cultures and history. And I just find that whole thing fascinating.
Yeah, I got to echo you there. If resources were unlimited, I would love to travel. But there's also something very comforting about your own home and just the people in it or the animals or whatever you're in it, cats, dogs, whatever. A bit of both. But right now in the last couple of months, we've all been homebodies for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has a choice right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely a traveler too. We should all go on a trip together.
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Right now? Okay. I would probably go, it's not like my end all be all destination, but I would go to Madrid because I have a best friend, Sal, who is living there right now. And that's kind of like my next location is to go to Europe and like tour around, but stay with her for a little bit and just see her because I haven't seen her in a while. So
Cool.
that's where I would go right now.
I've always wanted to travel to Japan. I've always just found that culture and that
That's
history.
mine too.
Nice. There you go. There you go.
I want to go to Thailand. That's kind of like my number one bucket list. Like, I wanna go to Thailand.
Yeah. I love it. Good question. Good question.
Good question.
I'm not supposed to be asking the questions, but
That's good.
Oh,
throw
go
one in
for
there.
I
it.
love it. Yeah, why
Love
not?
that.
Take some initiative.
So what's the best piece of advice that you've ever given?
Been given or given?
Given. Oh, that you've ever been given. Sorry.
Been given.
I've been given a lot of advice in my life.
Right.
Have you? No, it's that you've been given, that you've received, right? I would have to say one of my favorite business entrepreneurs. We're going to be interviewing him here next month. His name is Ryan Gill. He just said, "Be fearless," and confidence is a daily build up. It's not something that you just roll out of bed with. It just comes with being prepared and knowing your stuff. And because if you're confident, you can make anything happen. And that was a good takeaway for me.
Love that.
I would say mine is similar. Someone once told me, never let anything get in the way of your dreams.
Nice.
So, going back to school, I worried again, am I too old? Is it going to interfere with having a family? Like, am I going to fail at this? But can't let anything get in the way when you really want something.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's a really, really good piece of advice.
That was
I
my
love
mom.
that. Aw, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that mindset though. That's positive and it's empowering. So kudos, keep it up. That's great. Is it my turn?
Yeah, unless you want me to answer that one.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No,
Yes,
that's
please,
okay.
please do.
I was like in my head, like, what am I gonna say? Because I've been given like so much advice. Like I think one super important one is like, don't be afraid to fail and always learn from that. It's like if you fail, take it and learn from it and do something, change. But I think recently the best piece of advice I've gotten is to just let things be, like not try to force things and like that, to be focused and driven and do what you know how to do, but don't try and like put pressure and force anything. Because at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And usually it works out in your favor. I got that piece of advice recently and I was like, thank you.
I like that. Yeah.
What's yours will return to you, or whatever that mantra is.
Yeah.
What's meant to be yours will eventually find its way to you. Don't force
and
it.
like everything happens for a reason, like that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And sometimes along the frame of let it be is that you just have to let things go, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Stuff's going to happen. Just let it go and move on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
And I like that because that's kind of a constant reminder. Like my whole life, I've been like, okay, let things go, just let it go. But just sometimes hearing it from other people, you're just like, okay, you're right.
Yeah. And you've had to be adaptable too with moving countries, moving cities, moving high schools. You haven't been like very long tenured and structured. So I see that I see that in you. It's now that you say it. Yeah.
Thanks, Layden.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I got 5 for you, ladies. Okay, I asked this one on the last podcast, so Elle, I don't know if you got the same answer, but if you could have dinner with 2 famous people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Yeah.
Tough one, eh? Makes you
That
think
is
about
a
all
tough
the people
one.
out there, dead or alive.
I can say mine because this
Sure.
is going to be the same. So I said Alan Watts. So he's a
Really?
British writer and public speaker. And I just I think his perspective and everything is so interesting. He talks about all different kinds of things, like life and time and things like that. And I think it would be so fun to pick his brain. And I'm one of those people where I like to have philosophical conversations, but you can't have those conversations with everyone. So he would be really awesome to have one with. And then Jack Black, because I love him. I've loved him since I was a kid. I think he is funny, but also so down to earth. And I think he would just be awesome to hang out with.
Cool. Actually, you're right. Jack Black would be super cool to hang out
Yeah.
with. Does it have to be a celebrity or just somebody sort of thing?
Anybody. Yeah.
Okay, so one of them is Michelle Obama. Maybe that's weird, but she inspires me so much. She's just like a powerhouse, you know what I mean? I would love to just be able to talk to her for an hour.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I'm having trouble thinking of a second.
Can I add her to mine too?
Yeah.
just let's all just have a dinner party with Michelle Obama, okay?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I like that.
I would like that very much. And I think maybe Florence Nightingale would be my second one.
Wow.
Thanks.
There you go. Another writer / poet. That's awesome.
Yeah, just pick that brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just I want to know how your brain works.
Yeah. It's so interesting to think of how they were and be what would they be like now in this modern world? How would they change?
Right.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to keep one of my answers the same from last podcast. I'm going to say Barack Obama for obvious reasons, same as Michelle. But my other person would be Nikola Tesla.
Cool.
I think he's a super great inventor, super creative, and I would love to see what he could have done for humanity if given the chance.
Yeah. Was it him or the VP that went to Queen's University for a period of time?
Sorry, you're thinking Elon Musk.
Am I?
Yeah.
I swear it was. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
Tesla's long dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Musk started Tesla cars. So that's why you're thinking that. Yes.
Okay, so that's when because I was the inventor of Tesla or something.
Simple. Yeah, very, very similar.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And next one. If you could have any job in the world, what would it be? What's your dream job?
It's going to sound cheesy, but nursing.
Yeah. Makes so much sense.
I don't know, chasing my dreams. I would love to be actually a nurse educator. I want to be able to teach people things, teach other nurses things. So I think that if I had a dream job, that would be the one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
My mom did that for a period of time and she loved it. Teaching was her favorite. I think I don't know. I said this last time. I don't have a specific job in mind. I have big goals, big dreams, but I just want to be in a position where I'm helping people. I'm somebody that people know and can come to with anything that they need. I'm very gung-ho on staying within the nonprofit industry because I just think that I can make the most impact in whatever community I'm in, or if I move, something like that. That's kind of the direction that I'm going, and just being the higher up executive kind of direction.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love that you've ever since I met you, you've stated nonprofit. So keep at it, girl.
Yeah.
We'll get there one day. For me, I love hockey and basketball, football, sports. So I would love to be in sports management or a sports agent, something like that, sports marketing. A chance where you get to see brands and athletes kind of come together, that kind of thing. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So one day, after the business degree is done, we'll figure it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We've had sporty people on the podcast, so you can always use that as a reference.
Exactly. All right. Now I switched these next ones up. this one is kind of funky. It's out of left field. But if you could be any animal, what animal would you be and why? Why would you be that animal? Would you be an eagle? Would you be a hippo? What would you be? Tough. I know. I threw this one in there. I was like, this is a good one.
Well, this one's challenging. I've got like a stream of animals.
Right?
I
was just doing that too.
Like,
on the right, like, okay, so I think I would be a shark.
Yeah.
Because I love the ocean. I love swimming. I like the idea of being like, or an orchid, actually.
Yeah.
Like a killer whale. Because so I want to be one that like is able to go down like really, really deep into the depths of the water so I can like kind of explore the unknown. But that's also kind of like has some power behind it in the ocean. I don't know.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I think I would be an elephant.
Ooh.
Oh, I love
They're
elephants.
they're very intelligent.
Mhm.
They're very family oriented. They have this really sweet dynamic with each other. They understand emotion. But they're also like big and badass.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course. We've said worse.
Yeah, okay, good. They're just, not much can take down an elephant. You know what I mean? I feel like they can just stomp on problems and then go and do whatever elephants do besides stomp on their problems, I guess.
I love elephants, so that's partially why I want to go to Thailand, because I want to like see the elephants and like go to some sanctuaries and stuff. But they're amazing. We actually played trivia today, and the question that Leighton so kindly gave me like a bunch of points for, because I was super behind, was about elephants, and I got it right. Because
Oh, cool.
It was about how long a female stays pregnant for. 22 months, and you got it bang on. She got 6 points for it and tied it up. It was crazy.
Dang. I knew it was almost 2 years, but I don't think I could have definitively said 22 months.
No, it's good.
Any report I had in school that was like, do a report on an animal, I always chose elephants.
Elephants, love it.
They love them, but then I think I got to the point where I was like, it also became easy to do elephants because I'd done it so many times.
And you knew so much about them and everything.
Yeah, but I love them. It's a really good answer.
I would have to go an eagle. Just a bird, top of the food chain, fly around, live in the mountains, fish. I think that'd be cool. That'd be a good life.
Nice.
Live for 30 years or whatever they do. So I'm gonna go with bald eagle.
Oh, that'd be very freeing, to be
I
honest.
think so. Yeah, I think so.
Or I think elves as well, though, like going to the depths of the ocean,
So cool. But I like how all three of ours are like different.
Yeah, I liked yours. I was gonna say something in the ocean just because there's a lot to explore there, but who doesn't want to fly? You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's true. That's definitely true.
All right. Next question. This is kind of more analytical thinking, kind of see what business skills you're kind of leaning towards.
Oh,
but what do you think?
I feel like I'm being tested. I'm like, oh no.
What skill do you think everybody should have? Is it public speaking? Is it problem resolution? Is it first aid? What skill do you think everybody should have? Well, you guys think, I'm going to say CPR. I'm going to say, life-saving, that kind of stuff. I used to be a former level 4 paramedic, so I think that those basic life-saving skills are essential, and I think they're just good to have in society, so I'm going to go with that.
That's a good one.
I think for me, I think every person should have, and I don't know if this is necessarily business, but I think that every person should have at least an understanding of empathy. So that might be like you could categorize that as like communication, because I just think that it's really, really important in anything that you do to be somewhat empathetic and open to other people's, like the way other people feel and the way that they're, thinking about a certain situation, like their perspective on something. Because just because somebody is feeling a different way or thinking a different way doesn't mean they're wrong. And having that empathy, I think, is just super important as like a society.
Yeah, I love that answer. That's very really good. Yeah.
I think for me, I would have to say conflict resolution. I think a lot of times people can't resolve their conflict without violence or anger. And I think that if everybody knew how to resolve issues calmly, while being empathetic and taking the other person's point of view into consideration, society would run a lot more smoothly.
I definitely agree. And with that too, I know a lot of people with their conflict resolution, they completely they don't want to deal with it. They're like, okay, backing off, not like, I'm not going to deal with this, but it's like, you can't do that either. Like as much
Darn
as
that lizard brain. Oh, fight or flight.
Right? Yeah. But to some extent, I mean, if it's an unnecessary situation that you don't need to be in, that makes sense. But if it's something, if you're having a conflict at work, you can't just like ignore it and wait for it to go away. Like you have to kind of dig deeper, come up with a resolution, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. Very different answers, very different people. It's great. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, your last one. I saved the trickiest for last.
Okay.
What is, or what would the title of your autobiography be?
Well, I'm already planning on writing an autobiography.
Are you really?
I'm
That's
planning
really
on writing a series of autobiographies. So I've started one, but when I say start, I mean, I've like written 4 pages like a month ago and haven't touched it since. But I'm doing mine from like ages. So the title for my first one would be 15 to 25 or 26. I haven't decided yet. And then the next one would be like 27 to 40 and like that kind of thing. Just like
Okay.
doing a biography.
Just do, so the title would be the ages, kind of like the defining,
but
the
I don't know if
defining
that's
decade?
what you were looking for in that question. But that's my answer.
Yeah, we'll take that. Like, what's the overall name of all those books? Do they have a name? Is it Elle's life, or what's the name of those books?
Well, yeah, it's an autobiography of Elle Isadora McPeters, but the actual like title is just Ages.
All right.
So it's like a glimpse into like where I was at in those periods of my life.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Good. I like it. Tiffany, do you have anything?
Forever Sleepless, the story of nurse.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's going to be the autobiography of my life.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, that one's kind of the joke, but I don't know if you were looking for a serious answer or not, but that was
I don't think my answer was what he was looking for, but like I think he's more looking for something like that, which I love. You should write an autobiography with that title.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll keep it on the radar.
Awesome.
Yeah, both different answers. I would have to go with something, this is going to sound cheesy, but like rise. So like me discovering who I am and what I want to do, and kind of going through my 20s and now hitting 30, coming out of school and starting a career and just seeing what's in front of me. Something like that. Rise, or a new dawn. I don't know. Something cheesy.
A new dawn.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that, Elle.
You know what? Though,
I'm contemplating the name of my autobiography, guys.
Yeah.
It's supposed to have a name.
I don't know.
I mean, people have to recognize it somehow, but
yeah, I'll brainstorm.
You
can always come to us for like a brainstorming session, because clearly we're both very good at coming up with names.
Well, we're going to Japan, so
we are.
I've always been bad at that, so.
I love it. Well, hey, this has been a lot of fun. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us. We learned a lot about you. I'd love to have you on again next month. We can get you come and co-host and play some fun games with us again. What do you say?
That sounds amazing. This has been a total blast, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Awesome. You're awesome. It was really great.
You guys are so much fun. It's been really educational as well.
We like to mix, mix it up a little bit.
Good mix of some educational videos. We've had interviews with the mayor and business professionals on here, but then there's episodes like this where you just got to get to know people and kind of bear yourself a bit. So it's a fun, I love doing this. It's great.
Yeah, this is really fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I think, we'll say goodbye there. Tiffany, thank you so much for your time. And Elle, always appreciative of you making yourself available and all your help for all this. So thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye.